What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me. Before I get in here and wreck, I got chest and shoulders today. About to go to town wrecking those so that I can stay on top of my fitness goals. I don't know if you guys been taking advantage of the winter arc, but I highly recommend it. Okay, get into the gym, be it Planet Fitness or wherever. I don't care. Get in somewhere and start getting your body together. You know, I recommend it for health and vanity reasons, but some of you guys you need it really for the health reasons. I see a lot of morbidly obese dudes, and I just be wondering, like, you can't let yourself get like that because especially me, I'm a black man, and we kind of die on average in our 50s, and I don't want that to be the case for me. So I may joke around like, oh, I do it for vanity reasons, which I do. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like that vanity doesn't play a part in it, but I just want to be around. I want to see my son get married. I want to have grandkids one day. I want to be around to see them get married if possible. So these are the things that fuel me to get in here and kick my own ass daily. You're going to suffer either way, but you can choose the suffering to a certain extent, because there's going to be ailments that pop up and stuff just naturally through living, just progressing through life that you won't be able to control. But you can minimize the things that you'll face by being healthy. And when you do get actually, sick with the other things that are more serious, you give yourself a better shot at surviving them by being healthy. So right now, currently, I have high blood pressure, and I'm trying to get that under control. That's not good. You don't want to have high blood pressure. Saying like what, stage 2 hypertension or something like that. I got to get that under control. That's not gonna work. So changed up my diet, kind of gotten rid of salt out of my diet. I increased my water intake, just doing what I need to do to be around longer, man. Because that's what it's about. I got things that I need to do, and I need more time to get them done. You're trying to make a legacy. You want to have as much time as possible to get things done to extend that legacy. But let's get into the topic, man, and that's Dr. Umar Johnson. I know you guys probably weren't expecting me to talk about him again so soon, but I don't know, man. The brother's been kind of cooking lately. He was talking the other day about black women losing to snow bunnies because black women want the finished product, and these are his words. I'm paraphrasing a bit though, but black women wanting a finished product, and the snow bunnies being more willing to get with a man with potential. So they'll get with that man now, and over the next 5 years he'll become successful. And now you look at him successful and you think, oh, he went and got a white woman when he got some money, and she's been with him. So he was just saying, like, black women will tend to overlook a good guy, a masculine guy, that he's got all of the things that they're looking for. He just hasn't got the financial part figured out, and they'll overlook him because they're not willing to wait it out with him. And I've certainly seen enough examples of that to where I'm like, yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, that's something that sisters don't want to really look at, don't really want to face. But if you take the emotion element out, just take out being triggered because you don't like what he's saying, and just look at it for what it is, you more often than not agree with him. Like, okay, yeah, you as a sister probably be thinking, yeah, we do that or whatever, instead of reacting emotionally and instantly saying he's wrong. Look at why he's saying what he's saying, and you probably will agree. But this time he's talking about child support. He's saying that child support hurts black men. But honestly, child support doesn't just hurt black men. It hurts men across the board. But obviously, he's a pro-black, activist or advocate, whatever you want to label him as. So he's not really speaking to what affects white men. That's just me throwing it in there, that it affects more than just that. But he was saying how child support, women should not be able to destroy a man financially just because the relationship didn't work out, because the relationship ended. I agree, because that oftentimes is the case. Child support, they tend to, depending on what you're making, grossly overcharge the man for what monthly expenses of raising a child is like. So raising a child monthly, it changes, right? See, me, I know this firsthand because I've raised my son myself. So I know what it's like to spend on your child that lives with you full time. It changes monthly, but it never really becomes those amounts that I be seeing dudes being stuck with paying for child support. At that point, they're paying for the mother's lifestyle, okay? They're giving this money, and it's paying the rent, it's paying for her gas in her car, it's paying for her hair appointments, just all of these things that they have nothing to do with the child. And so because of that, he was basically saying that not only does child support ruin black men financially, but he's saying that for those who do have to pay child support, that there should be like some sort of account for how the money is being spent. And I've heard this idea before, and I don't think it's a bad idea. I actually think that it could be a really good thing, to where you have, some way that you can log in. Because when it comes to other things, they have no problem keeping track. So why is it that with this, they don't? I think it's a great idea. I don't know if it'll ever see the light of day, but I do think it's a good idea. There are certain things that are kind of old-fashioned that need to be updated for modern-day society, especially since we're trying to push so hard. The progressives want to push so hard. We're just so equal, right? We're so equal, so there should be more equal treatment when it comes to these sorts of things. You can't be talking about how equal we are, but then you go back to these really archaic ways of doing things when it's convenient. No, let's just go ahead and be equal across the board. Now my son's mom didn't pay child support. And the reason why is because I didn't need it. I wasn't going to make her pay child support. Now, this is my situation. There's other dads out there that are raising their kid. Perhaps they will want to collect child support from the mom. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I think that both parents need to be financially responsible for raising the child. I really do think that, because there seems to be this thing that if you're a man going after child support for the woman, you're like kind of, a bum or whatever. You're not a bum. Both parents should be financially responsible. Me though, I just wasn't interested. That's me though. Just the way that I am. I wasn't interested. I just was basically like, stay out of my way. This is my son. I want to raise him to be a man, a productive member of society. Just stay out of my way. I'll come drop him off for, weekends and all that sort of stuff, so you can see him and whatnot. Just stay out of my way in terms of raising him. I'm not interested in no child support. But honestly, I think that is why most of the times, like I say, 90% of the time, the mom is awarded custody. See, they make money off of child support. The child support paid, they take a cut out of it. And that's why child support is such a big business, because the government gets so much from it. They aren't going to award more fathers with custody, because in most cases, if the father is awarded custody, the father is going to be like me. The father is going to be like, I don't want the child support. So if I'm not taking the child support, that's money that they're losing out on. Because if his mom pays the child support, they're going to take a cut out of it, and then they're going to kick me, what's left, right? So they're collecting their fee or whatever out of it. It's bullshit. And child support is not for the betterment of the kid. Because how are you going to take a chunk of the money that's supposed to be intended for the kid and tell me that it's for the betterment of the kids? And in some states, the amount of money per dollar that's taken out is 60 cents. So in some states, it's 60 cents on the dollar for the child support. You can't tell me that this is for the benefit of the kid when you taking out that much of it. Come on. So yeah, I personally think that if you laid down and had a kid, y'all should be able to amicably sit down and discuss realistic terms for how you guys are going to proceed raising the child. Like this whole thing where you got to get other people involved. When you start getting the state, courts involved, everything gets worse. So you want to leave these people out whenever possible. You want to work things out with your significant other or with your baby mama, baby daddy, as much as you possibly can without involving third-party people. You're going to have the best possible outcome that way. I understand in certain situations, they're just not going to be able to get along for whatever reason. There's all this animosity, all this anger between them, which I can only wonder why. Y'all liked each other long enough to make the baby, so why all this anger and hostility now to where you guys can't sit down in the same room and like two mature adults work out some sort of situation that's best for the kid? My son and his mom, we were able to do that. It just, I know everybody's situation is different, but I think that above all, two rational adults should be able to, you have common ground in the form of a child. So for that reason alone, you would think that you'd be able to put aside whatever petty feelings you may have for each other to, at least in this aspect, for the benefit of the child, be able to walk lockstep and get along for that. But nope, too many people can't do that, which is why the government with child support is such a big business. They're going to, until these things are updated, which I don't see them being updated anytime soon, they're going to continue to award custody to the mom 90% of the time, and they're going to tax the dad for child support and take their cut out of that, because awarding custody to the dad oftentimes results in them not collecting any sort of fee from child support, because usually the dad is set up financially better than the mom is. Not all cases, but usually the father is set up financially better than the mom is. So why wouldn't you give custody to the parent that is more financially able to take care of the kid? Why wouldn't you do that? Because if you do that, then you don't get to collect those fees from child support. You don't get to collect your cut of that child support. And that's why I say that's probably never going to go away, at least if it does, not anytime soon. But I really resonated with what he had to say, not only because of what the things that he said made sense, but because I've seen firsthand men be ruined by child support. And I myself, I've paid child support before. And then when I got custody of my son, I was off of it, but then they wanted me to put his mom on it. And I said, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. I don't really need to. I bet they hated that too. When I went in there and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting her on child support. I don't, cause real talk, I got custody of my son because his mom granted it. His mom wasn't messing up or any sort of thing to where I was given custody. No, it was his mom's idea for him to live with me, for me to raise him, because she was mature enough to realize she can't raise a boy to a man. A boy needs his father. So it was her idea for him to come live with me. And since that was the case, I wasn't going to go after her for child support. I wasn't going to do something that was going to regret her sending my son to live with me. My son coming to live with me was one of the greatest things. And so I just wasn't interested in making any type of move that was going to make her regret that. But let me know what you guys think, man. I had to share a little bit of backstory with you guys because the child support thing, I felt that. I really did, because I've been on both sides of the whole child support thing. I've been the non-custodial parent that paid it, and I've been the custodial parent and refused it. So that really spoke to me when he was on that topic. But I'm gonna look forward to the comments of what you guys have to say. I'll talk to you later. Peace.